any time into very trying situations. Then I spent 8 years working DEA warrants after that, and I worked all over the country. I was attached to a couple of police departments, Oakland PD for a while, as a deputy marshal, working the drug warrants. And then Miami-Dade, I was attached to that department. I worked the cartels. I worked the Medellin cartel. I worked in Mexico. I worked the cartels in Mexico. I worked the Caribbean, and I worked Asia. I worked in Singapore. And those were 8 years where I really thought I should have been paying the Marshal service. Man, I loved the job. It was an incredible.
Well, what's the history of the Marshal service? A lot of people think of Marshal Dillon and the guys like that. The federal Marshals started in what year? Do you remember what the original history was?
They were when the country organized, when the Constitution was written. They were the first. I'll say we, because I still feel I'm part of it. We were the first law enforcement agency in the country, followed by postal inspectors. They were second. They like to say they were first, but we elbow them out.
I'll be darned.
And and the first 13 U.S. Marshals were appointed by George Washington for the 13 colonies, which became the states. And that's why you see whenever there's a new program that comes on board, where like the witness security program or anything that is new and needs to be enforced, they give it to the Marshal Service initially, and a lot of times we hang on to it. Now, a lot of people think that the FBI is the premier agency, and although I give a tip of the hat to them occasionally, the U.S. Marshals are the premier agency, and we do it's done very quietly. We never get criticized for improprieties. The Marshal Service has great leadership, and I'll tell you, I worked for some of the best and some of the worst, and I learned how to be a good leader. And I was a chief deputy. That was what I was promoted through the ranks to that, partly because of some of the arrests I made, but also my education. I have a bachelor's degree in law enforcement administration, and I have pretty close to a master's from ASU. I'm a certified public manager. I learned by experience. As I said, I work for some incredible people, and I learned how to lead, and I understand that. I turned, when I came in as chief deputy for the Federal District of Arizona, we had a failing federal district, and within 2 years, we went from one of the worst to one of the best, if not the best, within 2 years.
So the role of the chief deputy in Arizona, now I know some of the things that, now I don't know what all of the scope of what the Marshal Service does, but I know one of them is fugitive apprehension. You talked about, so like when some bad guy's out on the run, you guys are the guys that are called in to go track them down. You guys are pretty good at tracking these bad guys.
You betcha.
And that was, you kind of oversee how many other different, roles and responsibilities the Marshal have? Well,
it's court security, fugitive apprehension, witness protection, and we protect the U.S. Attorney's Office, protect the judges, and as I say, fugitive apprehension is really the 800-pound gorilla in the room. But we do serve a court process, go out and serve subpoenas, serve summonses, summoning
federal. I would imagine
federal, the federal level. We provide security for the perimeter. We have when I was chief deputy, and still is. We had special deputies that provided security coming in. That you go through a magnetometer and to make sure you're not carrying weapons and protect in that sense. And what happens is, like when I said, I was with a couple of police departments, so I went in as part of a task force, and initially it was called FIST, Fugitive Investigation Strike Teams, and we'd go in and we'd work with units from the police departments, and while we were there as deputy marshals, those people were deputized. They were cops, local law enforcement, but they were cops. And we had, like in Oakland, it was the Oakland PD, and I was with the Vice Squad. But everybody in the Vice Squad was a deputy marshal because they had a deputy U.S. Marshal there. And there were several of us with Oakland. Then when we got involved with Metro Dade, and we went out and worked there in Miami, we had state troopers, and we had local police department, local officers, and again, they were deputy marshals for the time that we were there, and we were working the Medellin cartel then, and we were working at the airports, and it was around Christmas time. It was part of the tour, and a lot of them were coming home to visit family and coming through the airport, so we made some really good grabs then. And going in and working in Mexico, that was kind of hairy, and I'm not going to talk about that, but we worked. There was a case called the Kiki Camarena case where a DEA agent was killed by...
He was tortured and murdered. That was horrible.
Yeah, I was part of that team then. We grabbed some of the people that were involved in that. Yeah. So.
All right, John, we have a call. Good morning. Welcome to Rim Country Forum. Who's this?
Good morning, Kenny. This is Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Good morning, Chris.
Hi, Mayor Tom. A question, just your take on, I believe one of the departments of the sheriff's office is juvenile probation. And I'm just curious, out of the blue, if you see any need for improvement for that department, or if so, how would you improve that department?
Well, every agency, every organization can always improve. And I would take a look at, when I'm elected, and I believe I'm going to be elected. That's one of the things I'm going to get. I'm going to jump on. I want to make certain that they are performing in the capacity and at the level that they're supposed to be. What I will do is I will spend time with every. I'll spend at least a day with every deputy sheriff and everybody in the supporting departments and parts of the sheriff's office. It's got a lot of moving parts. That's what I did when I took over as the Chief Deputy U.S. Marshal for this district. I went out and worked with the troops. I did everything they did and then some, and so that I could learn what challenges there were in their jobs and how I could help to improve it. And that's what I will do with every part of the sheriff's office.
Well, I appreciate the answer, and just a quick follow-up. The reason I ask is because, just to my mind, it seems as if a child is from a less than good household situation, gets caught up in the legal system, then it seems as if the probationary officer for that child should provide a tremendous amount of guidance so that the recidivism doesn't occur. And that's what I would call sort of getting to a root cause, which seems to be kind of a current phrase these days. And I appreciate your answer, Tom.
All right, Chris, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Now, is juvenile probation under the Sheriff's Department? I would think that would be under the courts? Or?
Yeah, it's under the court, but it's a shared responsibility.
Okay, yeah. All right. I just was wondering what the structure was. Good morning. Welcome to Rim Country Forum. Who's this?
My name is Kim Pound.
Kim Pound, how are you doing? You ran for sheriff at one time, didn't you?
I did in 2004. I was the Republican nominee.
I remember you back then. I was mayor back in 2004. I remember meeting you.
Hi, Kim. I think I know you. Yeah, how you doing? Yeah.
Hey, Tom. Yeah. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. I'm blessed. What's up?
I would just like to say that, I've, as a retired law enforcement officer with 30 years of experience, I've witnessed Tom Morrissey firsthand when he was chief deputy at the U.S. Marshal Service. And he had the most professionalism, and he always helped out and reached out to other law enforcement agencies. And I'm supporting Tom Morrissey 100% for sheriff. He would be an excellent sheriff, and I know that the people in Gila County need a sheriff that protects their First Amendment and Second Amendment and Fourth and Fifth Amendment rights, and Tom's the guy to do that. And I also believe that the sheriff's office has some excellent officers that need good leadership. and I believe Tom's the person to provide that leadership. So my support is behind Tom Morrissey for sheriff.
Well, Kim, now you served with which department for how many years? 30 years, you said.
Well, I served, my first law enforcement agency was with Durango PD in Durango, Colorado. I was single and in a college town, and it was a fun time. But I retired from Salt River PD, and then I went up, after I retired, I went up to White Mountain Apache as their chief of police up there for 3 years.
I'll be darned. Well, thank you for your service to all those communities, man.
Well, thank you. And Tom, you're going to be an excellent sheriff.
Well, thank you, Kim. And you raised a point there, having worked for the tribal community. I am very aware of the sovereignty of the tribes, and I believe in partnerships. And when I'm elected, that will be the communities I will reach out to and work with, and not be dismissive of things that occur where they need help on the reservations.
Yeah. You know, Tom, and that's the thing. A good sheriff needs to work with the tribes, because sometimes, I hate to say this, is that the federal government lets them down, and sometimes in Indian country, you'll see that when the system lets them down, that victims of crimes are re-victimized because there's a system that's kind of broken. And I know the sheriffs can reach out to the tribal police departments and work together and provide good service and make sure that victims aren't re-victimized.
And this sheriff will, I promise you that. Thank you, Kim.
You will, Tom. You betcha.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
All right, thank you, Kim. Appreciate that. All right, straight ahead, we're going to continue talking with Tom Morrissey and learn more about what he wants to do if he is the Gila County Sheriff.
We'd like to share part of a testimony given by a listener during the forum concerning Banner Payson Medical Center.
I just wanted to make a statement to Hoyt. Recently, my son had a pretty severe accident, and we ended up in the emergency room over there. And I just want to tell you have a great staff. Dr. Porter was excellent. The nurses were excellent. The x-ray technician was excellent. He actually had to fly down to the valley, and even the flight nurse was amazing. Just a great team over there, and kudos to your staff. They made my son feel very calm and welcome during his time of need. So we appreciate you guys.
Wow, thank you, Matt. Thanks for sharing. I hope he's doing well.
He is doing well. Thank you very much.
Banner Health, striving hard to make healthcare easier so life can be better right here in Rim Country.
Is your computer going haywire? Smart Systems has a team of highly trained technicians who will diagnose and troubleshoot hardware and software issues, viruses, malware, and any other technology issue in your home or office. Drop-off service also available. Call them. They'll come to you. Smart Systems serving Rim Country since 2004. Located next to Sawmill Theater. For more information, go to 833ittex.com or call 928-468-7400.
I'm Charlie Bell. I'm asking for your vote for Payson Town Council. Due to the gross mismanagement of town funds and bad decisions, Payson residents should not be left to make up the difference by funding a $50 million bond. Payson needs a town council with clarity and innovative ways to restore the people's trust. I vow to do that job for you. I'm Charlie Bell. Allow me to help restore your trust in the town. I love to discuss any issues with you. Call me at 928-951-5522. Paid for by Charlie Bell.
All right, it's 65 degrees in Rim Country and a beautiful day. Oh, my God. This is why we live in Rim Country, this beautiful spring day. We have a caller, but Tom, you wanted to make a point about something?
Yeah, I forgot to say, I love our community. And I love friendly people, and I love shopping in Safeway. I'm giving them a plug, even though I buy my donuts in Dashes. But I want to say hi to Kevin, and Kevin is an associate there who does the checkouts. I have never seen Kevin without a smile on his face.
He's a nice kid.
I'm telling you, I go in there, and I got other things on my mind, and somehow I find Kevin, and I come out there feeling a whole lot better.
Well, he knows every customer there by name.
I know. It's amazing. But when you have people like that in the community, and we have a lot of people like that.
Sure we do.
But I cite him because I have never seen him without a smile or a happy word in his mouth.
Yep.
So hi, Kevin, and I know you're listening, and I really appreciate it. I know that the town does too. That goes there. But,
all right. Well, shout out to Kevin at Safeway. That's cool. Yeah. All right. We have a caller. Good morning. Welcome to Rim Country Forum. Who's this?
Hey, good morning. This is Rich. How you doing, guys?
Hey, Rich. How you doing?
Hey, I want to back Tom up a little. When I remember working for Sheriff Joe, this guy put me to work like crazy, and all the other guys at the jail, because Tom brought in like 200 and something federal prisoners he had to store, and if you can convince Sheriff Joe to do something, boy, that's pretty good. And he got him to convince him to get him in. We had to put him in a brick building type of thing. So we had to move a lot of the lower inmates into the what now or has gone is the Tent City area. So he helped out doing a lot of good things, and he is the guy we need again.
Thank you, Rich. And you know how I convinced Joe to take all those prisoners? I brought him a CD of Frank Sinatra's "I Did It My Way."
That's why he tried to sing that song.
I know. Just don't let Joe sing it.
The good old days of Joe Arpaio.
You betcha. You betcha.
I've still got a pair of his pink underwear signed by him somewhere. Yeah, I don't know where they are, but
great sense of humor. You remind me of Rodney Dangerfield with his demeanor. He's kind of never smiled, but he was a great guy. He had a warm heart. He is a great guy. And as a matter of fact, he endorsed me for sheriff. And that is on my my website, which I would encourage everybody to go to, so you can see what I stand for and what I'm going to do when I'm elected. And that is Morrissey, 2 R's, 2 S's, the number 4, sheriff.com. Morrissey for Sheriff. So please go and check it out. I really appreciate it if you would.
Now, along with your parallel, I guess it was parallel with it, or maybe it was before, whatever, but you had a music career, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
And so what was your music career all about?
Well, I did my tour in the Army, and I had, I went home and I've always been into music. My parents raised me in a house that was full of music. So I played guitar, and I formed a band. And the band was called The Echoes. And the reason it was called The Echoes is because the lead singer would make fun of the background singers, which I was at the time, and another guy named Harry Boyle, because we kind of repeated each other. So he said, "You guys sound like an echo." So we used to rehearse in my parents' bathroom, because they had a tile, and it was an echo chamber. So
it must have been a pretty big bathroom.
It was. It was. It was probably the biggest room in the house. But anyway, long story short, we a year later, after we formed the band, we had a hit record, $1.5 million seller, called Baby Blue. BBABY, BBLUE for the old doo-woppers. And then we signed. We didn't have a manager. We had a record producer, and that was it. And we got to work with Tony Orlando and Bo Diddley and people like that. Then we signed a management contract with a man named Dave Dreyer, who had managed Pat Boone and Gogi Grant and Brooke Benton and people like that. Dave signed us with a moved us over to Mercury Records, and we recorded in Nashville. And this is where I'm going with this. And in Nashville, we worked, our sidemen were the Nashville Sound. At that time, it was Ray Stevens. Remember, he did The Streak and all of. He was a sideman. He's singing falsetto on some of the stuff we recorded. And Boots Randolph, we had Yakety Sax. Charlie McCoy, who was a great harmonica player. And we had Jerry Reed, Smokey and the Bandit, Jerry Reed. Jerry was playing guitar. Matter of fact, we hung out with Jerry, and I got pictures of him sitting in our hotel room, picking and grinning with the band. But so then the band broke up, and then we Harry and I joined the Ohio Express, and we became studio musicians for Super K Productions, and then we started playing on, like, we actually recorded as a Crazy Elephant, who did Gimme Gimme Good Lovin'. The flip side of that is us. I mean, I'm doing the lead on that one. I wrote that song. And then I became songwriter for Ray Charles, and eventually worked with Richie Havens and people like that. But I was with the Ohio Express for a couple of years. And
what was their greatest hit?
Yummy, yummy, yummy. I should have brought my guitar. But I want to
got one right there.
Okay, yeah, but I want to get real light. I want to get elected. so but,
you're not going to sing.
but I do want to say that the Ohio Express, three of us we're going to be appearing at the Payson Golf Course on April 26th. And you're going to be with us, Kenny. You're going to be picking and grinning with us. And the guys are coming to town, and we're going to do a couple of sets that's April 26th, Payson Golf Course. Make your reservations because it's going to be a big turnout. There's no cost. There's no charge for the show. It's just going to be, we're going to just have some fun.
Well, the golf course is a really nice place for a venue. It's just beautiful sitting out there on that patio out there.
It's beautiful, right?
Beautiful greens. And they've done a lot of good work there at the golf course. Nice place. All right, straight ahead, we're going to continue talking with Tom Morrissey about his run for sheriff of Gila County.
The experts at Peak Dermatology cover a wide range of medical issues from skin cancers to sun damage and rosacea, and cosmetic concerns with procedures to tighten, remodel, beautify, and take the years off with body and face tight, needling, lipo, laser hair reduction, Botox, and fillers with the most advanced equipment in room country. Mark your calendars for the next Botox party, the Blooming Botox Party, Thursday, April 18th, 4 to 6 p.m. Enjoy food, fun, drinks, promotional pricing, cosmetic services, and raffles. Thursday, April 18th, 4 to 6 p.m. at 127 East Main Street. For more info on that or services, call Peak Dermatology, 928-951-0395. They can't wait to see you.
Are you aware that merely possessing a last will and testament doesn't prevent the probate process? That's correct. To steer clear of probate, it's essential to take additional steps beyond having just a will. As we step into a new year filled with uncertainties, it's crucial to ensure that your loved ones won't face unnecessary complications in the event of a tragedy. The Owens Law Firm is ready to help you create a tailored estate plan that suits your individual requirements. Don't wait any longer. Reach out to the Owens Law Firm at 472-4303 to arrange a consultation or visit OwensLawAZ.com.
Old or even newer roofs can receive damage for many reasons, be it last winter's storms, summer's monsoons, and gusting winds, so common here in Rim Country, or just plain aging. The experts at Roof King will be glad to check out your roof at no charge and even help negotiate with your insurance company. Give them a call now before this year's storms join you inside. 928-297-3757.
Now through May, all veterans, first responders, and active military are eligible for 10% off.
All right, you're listening to the Rim Country Forum. Our guest today is Tom Morrissey, running for Sheriff of Gila County. Our phone lines are not open right now. We have a caller, but the number is 474-2427. So let's take that call. Good morning. Welcome to Rim Country Forum. Who's this?
Hi, my name is Dave.
Hey, Dave.
Hey, Dave.
I know a lot of people that know you, Tom, but I've never met you, but I've never heard anybody say anything bad about you.
Well, thank you, Dave.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
I was sorry that you didn't get reelected as mayor. The problem is, I think there's too much blue in this city, and it's kind of disconcerting to me because we are a conservative place, and I know you're a conservative guy.
You bet.
One question I have, Tom, is how old are you?
I was hoping nobody would ask me that, but I'm 85. I'm 85, but I'm a lifetime martial artist. I still teach martial arts, and I am a badass, let me tell you.
Well, that's good. I went back to work at 73 because I was retired, but our bills were paid, but we didn't have any play money. So I work at one of the care centers here, and I just work part-time. But I know you're 85. Wow, that's pretty cool.
I'm a very young 85.
You sound young. I was going to say you're about 70.
Yeah.
So,
I feel like I'm 60. You know why? I've been doing a thing called Qigong all my life, and what Qigong does is it keeps a person, or in my case, me, in shape. Flexibility. I can still punch like a mule, and like a mule kicks. And I'm using my experience, my knowledge in martial arts to teach people. I have a lot of women students But I don't charge a fee. I ask for donations for homeless and for churches. But I am keeping them. They stay young. Some of them are older too. But I have several. I have one person in town, one of the guys, who had trouble standing and keeping his balance, and after taking about 6 months of my classes, he's moving around like a panther. I mean, so this stuff works, you know. So.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, I'll probably vote for you. I haven't decided yet, but expect me at the polls, though.
Okay. Well, the main thing is to vote, and if you go on my website, it's Morrissey 2 R's 2 S's 4 sheriff.com. Take a look at my positions, and I think you'll vote for me. And thank you for calling.
All right. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it. Yep.
I wanted to mention that I'm close friends with an engraver who's one of the top engravers in the country. His name's Phil Quigley. And Phil has his guns, he engraves guns and does gold inlay. He has a set in the Smithsonian Institute, or Smithsonian Museum, and he has a set or a couple of sets in the Cowboy Museum, Gene Autry's Cowboy Museum. He's donated a gun. He's working it up on the bench now where he does gold inlays. It's a Smith & Wesson Model 19 that I'm going to be able to raffle off as a campaign fundraiser. This gun is incredible. Phil is one of the top 5 engravers in the country, and he's a retired law enforcement, and he's a good man, and I so appreciate what he's doing. But we're going to have the tickets for the raffle, and they'll be at when we're the Ohio Express thing, and I'm going to be. I go to the Veterans Coffee Meeting every week, and Kenny, I wish you could come, but you're on the radio on Tuesdays.
It's a little tough. I really disappointed that I missed that meeting. I'd sure like to be there.
Yeah, but I'm going to, and we miss you because your name comes up every once in a while.
I'm sure it does.
But then I defend you. I want you to know that.
Okay, good.
But the main thing is that this is something. It's a piece of art. And it's going to be beautiful. And I'll have tickets starting by Monday or so. I'm picking them up. And this is going to be a limited amount. Not quite sure yet how limited it's going to be, but it's going to be limited.
All right, cool. All right, we have another caller. Good morning. Welcome to Rimcountry Forum. Who's this?
Good morning. This is Inga.
Hey,
Inga. How you doing?
Yeah. I am running like a chicken with my head cut off. I've got one question, but 2 little comments. Yeah. The guy Dave that called in that asked about your age. Okay, that cracks me up. He said that the town is mostly blue. Well, you know what? It used to be, but the red is coming back. We're taking it back.
You betcha.
And you just keep watching. We're on fire. We got a great, hot red team running for council. That's the one.
Right.
So the other one that I wanted to comment on is that he was asking about your age. Do you know what I've been realizing? I'm up there, too. Not quite caught up with you yet, Tom, but I'm working on it. Yep. So it seems like the mature folks today are today's movers and shakers. We got the guts, we got the gumption, we keep going, and that's why my doctor tells me that's why there's nothing wrong. I don't do any medications because I keep moving like you, Tom, and that's what it takes to stay young. Keep your mind young, your body stays young. Yep. And now my question, okay?
Go ahead.
I've known you for a long time, and I know your values. I know you keep your word. I know that you sometimes got too kind of a heart and listen to those who don't always have the best interest in mind for you. But ultimately, you always make the right decisions for the town, for the people. So my question is this. For some of these people that do not get online, do not know how to get online, I know that you're not running against any other candidate. You're running for an office. So what makes you different that makes you the best qualified for this position? And I'll hang up.
Okay,
right, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, then that's a good question, and I'll tell you this, and I can sum it up. My experience, and my success in every organization that I have risen to leadership in. Now that is the Marshal Service and DES, where I was the chief of Office of Special Investigation. Now, that's a mouthful. And the Republican Party. I was chairman of the Republican Party 10 years ago. Came in as an outsider and led the party without the support of the establishment, which is they're always lurking. No matter where you are in an organization, there's an establishment. But despite their efforts and non-support, we were the most successful Republican party during the 2012 elections, and that's verifiable. As a matter of fact, the New York Times pointed that out to me. And we won everything. We paid off debt. I raised a sum of money that's never been raised before in the party. Paid off $110,000 debt, and we won every election. And I left that position way better than I found it. Same thing here as mayor. I'm a change agent, and I came in, and a lot of people in the establishment, the town establishment, they hate me. And I wear that as a badge of pride, a badge of honor. But what I did was I made some changes, some substantial changes that they are taking credit for now. Okay, but I don't care who gets the credit. In one case, it's a splash pad. Okay, we worked and it's finally happening. That should have happened 4 years ago, but were it not for the establishment, it didn't. And kids were denied that pleasure, but now it's happening. And to see those folks out there standing with grins on their faces and shovels were some of the same people that dragged their feet and prevented it from happening till now.
Wow.
I don't care who gets credit. What I care is about the result and the people are served. I work for the people, and I will be that as the sheriff of this county. I will work for the people and report to the people on a frequent basis.
All right. Well, we have Tom Morrissey here running for sheriff of Gila County. And straight ahead, we're going to hear more about what he wants to do when he's there.
Alliant Gas Pinnacle Propane is Rim Country's longest-running propane company and number one source for safe, reliable propane service and delivery throughout the area. Their many dedicated and experienced customer service representatives are ready to assist you 7 to 5 p. Monday through Friday with after-hours on-call and emergency service readily available. Propane is safe, economical, and environmentally friendly. Alliant Gas Pinnacle Propane, 474-2294. Remember, be safe and call 811 before you dig.
Interested in selling your real estate in Rim Country?
Simply go to PaysonGuy.com, where you can find your neighborhood market sales. Search MLS and do a complete property valuation. Call the Payson Guy team today.
Call Richard Pfister, 928-951-4268.
Or go to PaysonGuy.com for details.
This is Shayla Pfister of the Payson Guy team, dedicated to God, family, and our community. John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have eternal life.
All right, 68 degrees in Rim Country. We have Tom Morrissey in studio, and we have a caller. Good morning. Welcome to Rim Country Forum. Who's this?
Hey, Ken. Tom, this is Al. And
hi, Al.
Long-time listener. Love the show. Love the prayer. Look forward to that every morning. I got a question for Tom.
Sure.
Tom, my son is a 15-year sheriff deputy in a major city. I don't want to say which one.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of problem with illegal immigration and coming through his county. And he's a hunter car. In other words, he's not on call. He's not on the radio. His job is to go out and catch bad guys and whatnot. And occasionally they stop a lot of drug trafficking going through. A lot of it's attached to illegal immigrants and whatnot. My question to you, and I'll tell you, I'll preface that by saying they are told by their city council, the mayor of this city, not to interact with ICE. In other words, it's a catch and release where he's very frustrated because his life is on the line. These guys are loaded for bear when he pulls these people over. As you know, it's a dangerous job, and he has to do his job. And he's told that he catches these guys, he's got to let him go. He can't contact ICE. My question to you is, when you become sheriff, I'm hoping you do. You got my vote. I voted for you as mayor.
Thank you.
2 times.
Thank you.
And my question to you is, you're welcome. My question to you is, as sheriff, how are you going to deal with how are the deputies going to be able to deal in the same situation? Will they be able to? Will there be a connection, a back and forth between ICE and the sheriff's department, or is that going to be something that my son is having to deal with? And then I'll hang up and listen on the radio. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Al.
Thank you, Al. I appreciate that. Well, and I hear your concern in your voice for your son. I'll be really clear about this. Let me be really clear. As sheriff, I will empower my deputies to with the full power that I have as sheriff, and even more so in some instances. I believe in cooperation. I believe in partnerships, and I will work in partnership. You know, as a Chief Deputy U.S. Marshal, I know the power of the federal government. I understand it implicitly, but I also know the power that the federal government does not have. And in a lot of cases, there are people like at the sheriff's level who really don't understand that they have more power than they know they have. Okay, just to be simple here. But the thing is, as sheriff, I will enforce all of the laws that I am called upon to enforce. And when people come into this country illegally, they are breaking the law. And there are laws called trespassing. Now, the problem is not so much with making the arrest, but where do you put the people you arrested? I'll find a way. I know how to do this stuff, and I know how to make impact. And I will work. There will be no, on my part, I'm not going to put my deputies at risk and interacting with people who probably have more firepower until I can get us better equipped, and I will get us better equipped. But I will stand with my deputies. I will stand, and anybody in the federal government that wants to pick a fight with us or with me as sheriff, they better know who the hell they're picking a fight with. Okay, I do know I got many qualities that I believe are good, but and my wife will tell you this, I am a fighter. Okay, I run to a fight. I don't run away from it. And I will be working for the people like I was when I was mayor. I made myself available. My home phone number, my mobile phone number was on my business cards. And that will be the same as the sheriff. And what I really want to stress with you is this. I'm going to create a concept called resident deputy, where every deputy sheriff in this county will be assigned a district, an outlying district outside the town and city limits. Now, look at it like this. Globe has a police department. And Globe has a sheriff's office, and Globe has DPS. Okay, Payson has a police department, DPS, and a sheriff's office. That's a cluster. The sheriff should be able to respond quickly in the outlying areas in the county. So we are going to get into assigning deputies to these areas, and ultimately, as we recruit new deputies, make certain they live in these areas in the community so they know the community they're living in. For instance, the mindset in Payson is completely different. The culture is completely different than Globe. Okay, and so you have to be able to assess the area that you're in, and these deputies will live in those communities. They will know everyone in the community, and they will be able to get to the needed areas they need to be in quickly. And I'll sum this up with that. They'll be backed up by what I'm going to create as an armed certified posse of retired law enforcement officers who I've already got I got a list of people coming to me, and veterans, people who have been trained and understand how organizations work and how weapons work, and hopefully I'll be able to double the bodies that we have, but they will be under the direction of a deputy sheriff.
All right. There you go. So we have another caller. Good morning, Multiple Country Forum. Who's this?
Hey, it's Dave G, and I want to thank Tom for all his fresh ideas. And he's got more energy than a 20-year-old. I think, actually, I don't know if 20-year-olds have any energy anymore. But he has the energy to do the job. And I like the fact that he wants to protect our rights and stop this invasion. And I wanted to ask you, Tom, are you going to protect our rights in the county, our Second Amendment right to bear arms, and make it a county, whatever you did with Payson? And then also, do you have any plans to protect our property rights? And I'll listen. Thank you.
Right. Okay, thanks, David. Good questions. Yes, when I was mayor of the town of Payson, I made Payson a Second Amendment sanctuary. I will protect the Second Amendment rights. I'll protect the First. I'll protect the Fourth. I'll go right up the line with the different amendments and the different rights. David, as I said earlier, I work for the people. My job is to protect and serve, and part of that protection is protecting the rights of the people. When their Second Amendment rights are violated and they don't have the ability to defend themselves or their families, that is a violation of the Constitution. I will not allow that to happen. Okay, the highest law enforcement officer in a county is the county attorney. Okay, and as sheriff, in the law enforcement position is right there with the county attorney. But I recognize the structure and the chain of command. But in my chain of command, the people are my boss, and they will remain my boss. I will create advisory committees from all over the county, and I will meet with them on a monthly basis so I understand what exactly is going on in the counties. I'm going to walk the talk. I'm going to be there. This is what I've done, as I said, in every position where I've gone from the bottom to the top. I've left it better than I found it. And what I'm going to do, I'm a one-and-done guy. I'm going to do one term. But when my term is done, this sheriff's office is going to be able to meet just about every challenge. And with what we have coming across this border, I'm looking at a screenshot, and Kenny, don't have that worried look on your face. I know what I'm going to say, and Jim. But this is what's happening in our town. This is from the local community. A woman named Eileen, I won't give her last name. We had someone walking around our wraparound porch looking through our cars recently. Definitely stay vigilant. And then this is very disturbing. Just the other night, we had some random guy. This is from a woman named Sandy. Just the other night, we had some random guy come up to our door at 10 p.m. in Star Valley and wouldn't leave our porch, saying he was going to sleep on our porch and he needed a blanket. Then proceeded to argue with my fiance and brother-in-law. And I ended up calling the cops on this dude because he wouldn't leave. Such random creepiness going on lately. So sad, honestly. And then this is from a woman named Elizabeth. The last one I'll read. Be safe out there, everyone. Just had some random guy walk up to my husband and I in our car at Chase Bank while recording us from all the way across the parking lot. He asked if we were going in the store. It's a Sunday. He then continued to record and walk away, not responding to my husband asking what was he doing. This is getting ridiculous. We had our children with us. Nobody needs to be on edge like that. Watch your surroundings, y'all. What's happening, folks, is we have people who have come into this country illegally. You have to be under a rock to not know the heinous crimes that they are committing and they're getting away with. Okay, that's not going to happen in Gila County. When I'm sheriff, that is not going to happen. I'm going to protect you, and I'm going to provide the ability and the technique and the effectiveness of the sheriffs to serve the sheriff's office, to serve the people that we are we are commissioned to serve, and I'll be elected to serve.
All right.
Believe me, I'm not going to back down.
All right. We're going to take this caller as soon as we come back.
Hi, I'm Charlie Bell, candidate for Payson Town Council. I need your vote to stop the train wreck the current council is headed for. I hear your issues, such as completing Green Valley Parkway as an escape route, the emergency clause, which disregards the people's voice, no clarity, transparency, competency, nor community awareness. Just because it's legal doesn't make it moral. Vote Charlie Bell. I don't believe in taxation without representation. This is paid for by Charlie Bell.
The Dana Law Group will educate and guide you through the entire estate planning process. Wills, trusts, power of attorney, and probate representation. You know estate planning is important. Don't put it off. Having a proper estate plan means your assets will be dispersed according to your wishes. Consultation is free. The Dana Law Group, 431 South Beeline Highway. Set your mind at ease. Don't wait. Call them today, Dana Law Group, 928-445-4440.
All right, welcome back to Rim Country Forum. We have Tom Morrissey here in studio. We have got another caller. Good morning. Welcome, Rim Country Forum. Who's this?
Good morning. This is Joe.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, I just got one thing to say to Tom. How you doing?
Hey,
how you doing?
And what is it?
What is it?
No
Forget
problem.
about it. Hey, Tom, you know, I've been following you for a while, and I really like you a lot, and I hope you get your wishes for sure. God blesses you with this job opportunity that you're applying for. What I was going to say is, you have any flyers or posters? There's somebody running down here for sheriff. I don't even know the name. It's like a 4x4 piece of plywood. Yeah. This guy went all out down here.
Yeah.
There's nothing with a picture on it except for a little tiny square little poster on the mailboxes that's been sun faded. You look like you're over 100 years old, and you're older than Biden. So you got
nobody looks older than Biden.
I know. Well, you know, if you had some posters, I would be glad to put one up in my yard. I have two places down here. One's across from the church, so they get a little bit more visibility down that way. But, you know, if you have something like that, I'll be glad to put it up. You need to be plugging yourself down this way a little bit. We're all for you. Anyway, you have a good day.
Thanks, Joe. Hey, that falls in with something I wanted to tell everybody. They're stealing signs. I've got 150 yard signs out so far. I got another 100 coming, and they're up all over. And what happens, like in Tonto Basin, my signs are stolen, and then they're replaced by one of my competitors, and it's not Adam Shepard. So the thing is, you know, what are we in high school? What are these people afraid of with me as sheriff? What is the establishment afraid of? That they're going to be treated fairly, and they will have the best law enforcement possible coming from a law enforcement agency. But here's the thing: I have Dave. I have a website. Website is Morrissey, 2 R's, 2 S's, #4 Sheriff. Please go on that. Take a look at that. You'll see. You're going to see a lot of things. You'll see what I stand for. You'll see what my plans are. What I'm going to do things. How I'm going to do things. And you know, we live in a county where we have one of the cities in our county, Globe, has the highest crime rate, or one of the highest crime rates in the country. And it's 4 times greater than the crime rate for our state. This is happening here. Okay, and we can't accept that. That's not acceptable. There's a different way that we have to do business. We are facing things that we have never faced before in our history. And that calls for a change in the way we do things. You can't keep doing the same thing and expect a result, and the result never comes. You know, Einstein's definition of insanity. I'm not calling anybody crazy, but I'm saying to you folks is this: what we are doing in Gila County is not working. And I will bring a solution to this, or I'll damn well die trying.
Well, going back to the sign thing, Tom, I'll tell you, first off, it's a crime. If you remove some of these campaign signs, these guys spend a lot of money, putting their signs out there for people to look at, and you're going to get caught if you're doing it. So don't do it. It's ridiculous, and it's immature, and once again, it's a crime.
It's a crime, and also voter integrity. That's one thing I wanted to mention to everybody. We are concerned. When I'm sheriff, I will guarantee you that our elections will be overseen by law enforcement, protecting, not getting into how people vote, but protecting the ballot and getting the ballot transported properly, like it used to be, but it no longer is. That will be coming back.
All right, let's take this last call. Good morning, and welcome to Room Country Forum. Who's this?
Hi, this is Jenny.
Hey, Jenny.
Hi, Tom. How are you?
Hi, Jenny.
I just have one quick question. Well, I know that a lot of the illegals are doing bad things, but don't you think that some of the people that's moved here, say from California or other places in this country, has just kind of shown up on our doorstep? They're not all illegals that are doing bad things in our town.
Yeah, no, you are right, and I'm not trying to say that it's only illegals. I hope you know I have a heart for the homeless and for people in need.
Absolutely.
Okay. What I will say to you is that we are being exposed now because of the way we don't have a border. And we don't know who's in the country, and so when I refer to those who have entered illegally, that's what I'm talking about. But that doesn't mean that they're all bad guys. Certainly, the people that are coming in with children, they're coming for a better life. What I'm concerned about is 75% of military-age men, and I'm seeing them here in town, Jenny. I'm seeing them here in town. So.
Oh, absolutely. I am very afraid.
Well,
I'm going to have to go back to carrying my gun with me at all times.
Come to my martial arts class. I'll teach you how to kick butt. Right.
All right, thank you for the call, dear. Appreciate it. Well, Tom, it's the top of the hour. We really appreciate you being here again.
Thank you.
And good luck with the campaign. Thanks for being here. And if you want more information, you know to get Tom's website there, Morrissey with 2 R's and 2 S's.
You have 2 R's, 2 S's, number 4, sheriff.com. So tune in and see where I'm going, and you're going to find out. And if you can spare it, I'll take a donation. I need to get donations to get the message out.
All right. Till tomorrow on the Rim Country Forum. On Saturday, we have Walt Blackman and Dave Marshall are going to be here. I'll be followed immediately by The Diner and Brandon Iron. And I want to thank our sponsors. Our great sponsors are here. Owens Law Firm, HS3 Roof King, Pinnacle Propane, Banner Payson Medical Center, Dana Law Group, Peak Dermatology Aesthetics and Wellness. Have a great weekend, Rim Country. We love you. Thanks for listening. God